What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Comically Boston, episode 15. Woo! It was a big week for us. This week for the Boston Celtics. We'll start with the sports, and then we'll get into some news from this week. Celtics had Hornets last Monday night. So last video we were talking if we were going to beat the Hornets, and we had no JB, no Al Horford. Blake Griffin had a nice start. He had some real nice dunks. Throw some pictures in. The man was looking like young Blake. He was throwing down alley-oop dunks. He was throwing down slams. He finished 9-4, but hey, he didn't play all that much in the second half. But, on a night that we need to give Al Horford a rest on a back-to-back, why the hell not? We got Blake Griffin way down on the end of the bench. Like, that's an all-star player. Like, I've always loved Blake, and it was great to see him play and play well. Since last Monday, I don't think he's played very much, but hey, what are you going to do? The C's won against the Hornets 140-105, blew them out, 35-point lead. They were up 23 at half. Tatum had 22 at the half because no JB, he had to shoulder the load. Tatum finished with 35. Smart had 22 and 15 assists, career high in assists. 15 for White, 11 for Hauser, 21, 5, and 6 for Brogdon. That man's going to be the sixth man of the year. You can bet my words on it. Wednesday night was an interesting night. We had Miami, but Miami kept some of their star players out of the lineup. So people like Udonis Haslem was getting reps and minutes against Jason Tatum for the Heat. Like, it was not a full Jaylen Brown, full stud lineup Wednesday night for the Miami Heat. But we did beat the Miami Heat 134-121 on Wednesday, improved to 18-4. Jason Tatum, season high, 49. 15 for 25 from field goal, 11 for 12 from free throw, 8 for 12 from three-point line, 11 rebounds, 2 steals. He had a big night. Brown had 26, 7 and 5 as well, and Brogdon had 21 off the bench again. That's just a solid man off the bench. Like, if you got a guy off your bench that can get you 20 easy and run that lineup and just like effortlessly just find points and find his game, like, Brogdon's a great addition to the team. Shout out Brad Stevens for that. Friday night took a tough L. Tough L against Miami again. We faced Miami back-to-back Wednesday, Friday, both at home, right? So we beat them Wednesday, and then Friday night they held their guys out Wednesday to get some extra rest. So Friday they were ready to go. Friday night was a tougher, much tougher, closer battle, and we lost in overtime. Jaylen Brown hit a tough bank-in 3 from deep to force overtime, and we ended up losing in overtime. Jimmy Butler is the only reason they won, as far as I'm concerned. He just hit some late-game buckets. Like, whenever they needed a bucket late game, he took the shot and he made it. And Jimmy Butler's a good player. He's a game-time player for sure. And we lost 120-116. We lose. We go to 18-5. Rip. We're on another win streak. We were doing well, but shit happens. 18-5 was not the end of the world, but still doing pretty well. That game, Brown had 37, 14 rebounds, 5 assists. Tatum had a terrible game, 14 and 12. Still got a double-double. He had a terrible game. The guy puts up numbers without even trying. Butler had 25 and 15 rebounds, so he had just a solid fucking game. The shoulder and the load for Miami. Hero had 26, shooting well. Lowry had 20. Bam had 28. So they had pretty much their entire starting lineup with 20. That's pretty good. So a tough team to beat. Then we had Brooklyn Sunday night. Brooklyn we beat up. Nice dub. JB and JT had first good games. This was the first game of a 6-game road trip. JB had 20 in the first half. He was looking good early. He always is good. Looks good early in the not the first half. He had 20 in the first quarter. I think he had 22 at the half because he didn't really play in the second. That was more JT's quarter. But Jaylen Brown goes off in the first. That's his quarter. But we win 103-92, improved to 19-5. Brown had 34, 10 rebounds, 4 blocks, 2 steals. Tatum had an off night. He had 9 turnovers. He was very upset with himself post game. He was like, God, that's ridiculous. Can't be doing that. 9 turnovers, fuck. And they got the dub, but it was, you know, closer than they wanted it to be. And it was a lower scoring game, very defensive, a lot of missed shots. But Brown finished with 34, like I said. Tatum finished 29 and 11, 4 steals, and he had 9 turnovers, and that's a bad game for him. 29 and 11. Like, Tatum is ridiculous. KD had 31, Kyrie had 18, so could have had a better night out of Kyrie, and maybe things could have been closer. But as far as the Celtics, that's last week for the Celtics. We're doing well. We're now on a 1-game win streak on our first game of a 6-game road trip. We face Toronto tonight, baby. So Toronto 7:30 Monday night. And then we have some better teams this week, but I'll go over those games next week. Or even I might even start doing just Celtics game day videos, and just to talk about it as I'm doing it. And I'm still going to do the Comically Boston podcast, but I might get back to what I was doing more originally, talking about, you know, what game I've been playing that week, video game wise, what I've been up to that week, news of the week, Marvel stuff. I might start doing like a comic book review every week, so that comically side of it. Might start telling you more jokes, story times. Might get into my movie reviews, because I want to get back into, you know, stuff like that. So I'll do one real quick movie review. Something I watched a couple of movies over the weekend. I watched two new movies that came out on Netflix. One of them was called Troll. As far as CGI, it looks beautiful. But it was an interesting movie. I enjoyed it, especially if you're somebody that like believes in myths and folk tales, and is not just tales and myths. Like, I don't believe any of the myths from back in the day are actually myths. You know, like, there's a reason why dragons per se show up all over different cultures back in the day. And why do we not have bones? Well, scientists are figuring out maybe they had burned bones, so they dissolved, and they were hollow bones, so they don't fossilize. All I'm saying is dragons are cool as fuck, and I would have loved to see dragons back in the day. But even like things like Thor, like, you know, obviously Thor isn't Chris Hemsworth, you know, like Chris Hemsworth is a great MCU Marvel Thor, sure, but Thor is Norse mythology from real world tales and shit, Loki and shit. Like, you're telling me those are just stories that people told back in the day? No. Where do stories come from? They all start from some real thing, and then they get passed down from family generation, then they get written down, and then it's called a book. You know, like, they all came from somewhere, and I think Loki and Thor were real people. You know, whether or not they were magical beings or not, I don't know. Maybe Thor was just a drunk blacksmith and he could really swing a hammer. You know, like, maybe Thor, instead of looking like Chris Hemsworth, he looked like Brock Lesnar. You know, he just had Norse mythology tattoos, and he swung that fucking hammer, and he fucking was just a blacksmith. He just anytime somebody fucked with him, he just hit him with a hammer, and he could really drink. And, you know, like, maybe he was just a real dude. Maybe he did have magical powers, and, you know, after years and years and years and years, we've lost the magic in the world because of technology, and we're all dickheads, and we can't get off Twitter, and Kanye wants to run for president. Like, things are fucked. Yeah, like, you can't tell me that this world is, you know, jolly-go-lucky, happy, cheery. No, like, this world is on fire. People are fighting daily. Like, go on Facebook for 25 minutes. Tell me that you don't find 42 people that are all retarded fighting each other for no reason. Not me. I would rather be alone than fight these morons for nothing. Like, but that's just my thoughts on mythology. Let me know what you guys think down below. Celtics mythology, and then the news of the week. How about that? So, over the last week, I don't know if you guys saw it, but the trailer for the new Transformers movies. Now, I liked the first one, Shia LaBeouf. Obviously, I was a young kid when it came out. That's wonderful. Shia LaBeouf, I loved. Megan Fox was perfect. The first 2 movies. Then the third movie dropped a little bit. The movie itself was good, but it lost something because it didn't have Megan Fox in it. It was like, what the fuck? Why is she not here? And everyone knew that it was a director dispute thing. So it's like, I don't know. But then they moved on from Shia and did, I don't know, 2 or 3 movies with Mark Wahlberg, and then they did one with Haley Steinfeld, I think, and Mark Wahlberg might have been in that one too for a little bit, like. And then now they're doing this one, and Haley Steinfeld's not in it. So now they're moved on again, and they're doing another one. Like, and it's not, I don't think it has anything to do with Sam Witwicky and the whole other Transformers story. So now they're restarting it all with a different thing. But, that being said, Transformers Rise of the Beasts looks pretty fucking good. You know, they got this, I'll put a picture, they got the gorilla guy. Like, he's a gorilla transformer, like... I don't know, I'm pretty into that. I'm not gonna lie, I was like, what? Like, it caught my attention once they showed me the Gorilla Boy. I was like, Gorilla Crew Fitness, what? Like, gorilla tattoo on my fucking shoulder? Screaming gorilla, what's up? Also, so all this news came up because I think there was a Comic-Con over the weekend. I'm not sure if it was LA or where this information was coming. I think it was actually a Comic-Con like Brazil or like a expo or something going on. But Paramount dropped the news right before, so they just jumped into the news cycle, which is smart of them. Very smart of them. Transformers Rise of the Beast trailer looked really good. Better than expected. Watch it yourself. Let me know what you think. Comment below. Mandalorian didn't show a trailer, I don't believe, but they gave us a release date. March 1st, 2023. So in March. I mean, shit, I keep saying 2023 like it's not 25 days away. Like, damn, son. There's only 25 days left of the year. 20 days till Christmas. Fuck, we gotta get our shopping done, people. If you haven't gotten stuff for your girlfriend, your moms, your sisters, your cousins, your aunts, your uncles, your peoples, make sure you do. I know I'm broke as a joke, but I'm going to have to do it what I got to do, you know what I'm saying? The Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 trailer dropped, and it looks phenomenal. Like, they didn't use the same song that they used back at the San Diego Comic-Con little thing that got leaked, but the trailer looks so good. James Gunn, you're mad evil genius you are, James Gunn. He just knows what he's doing, and he's gonna ruin all of us. I think all of the Guardians are gonna die. Like, if not all of them, a good amount of them are gonna die in that movie, and it's gonna be so sad. Just like, what would you do if you had written 3 movies, they had fucked over your characters a little bit in between movie 2 and 3, just so they could be in a bigger team-up movie, which was great. I loved them in the team-up movie, but they weren't necessarily James Gunn's characters, you know, like, so now that he has control for the Guardians Holiday Special, and then, you know, the Holiday Special was great too, go check that out. Kevin Bacon's song has been stuck in my head for days. Friggin', especially the part, this is like certain parts, like, that are stuck in my head, like the guy looks at him and goes, "What the heck's a turtle dove? And who lit up that deer? I don't know what Christmas is, but Christmas time is here." Like, oh, there's just parts that like just are stuck in my head jamming. Oh, Earthlings are so weird. Like, like, sorry I'm performing for you guys, but it's stuck in my soul. James Gunn wrote that song, and fucking, that's awesome. The whole thing is awesome. But I can't wait for Guardians 3. They dropped a new Ant-Man trailer. He was, it was more of like a showing how much Ant-Man's actually been around, because he's been around for quite a while now. Like, you know, he's having his 3rd movie now as well, and his 3rd movie with Kang is going to be, it might even just be a Kang movie, to be honest, but it's going to be insane. And that's in February. That's the next one. Cannot wait. I think we might be getting like Secret Invasion maybe in March too. That'd be interesting to have Secret Invasions and Mandalorian going on at the same time. Stay tuned for that content. You know, all we gotta do is get 1 week at a time, and all of a sudden we're like, oh wow, we're into 2023. I'm gonna try and do 52 weeks every single week of 2023. I started late into 2022. I really wanted to start at January 2022, but I was like, I don't know, maybe I'll get mics, maybe I'll do this. When really, like, I don't need a microphone. Would it sound better for you guys? Maybe. But I don't have the money for a microphone. But I'm just trying to put out content consistently so that everyone that watches this. You know, it might not even be that many people, but anybody that does, you're listening to 15, 20 minutes of me talking shit. Thank you. I love you. Love you so much. You're the besties. You're my peoples. But I have no idea who you are because I can't see who's watching it. So whoever does and is supporting it, I love all of you. I really do. But I think that's it for this week. Oh, also, I missed a little note before the sports section. Jason Tatum won Player of the Month, which is a good start to a MVP season, if you're asking me. And Joe Mazzulla, in his first month of coaching, won Coach of the Month. So good for fucking Joe. I love me some Joe. Shout out Boston sports. Love everything Boston. My guys, my people, my town, my city. I'll be in Boston Volvo tomorrow. Come check me out. No, don't come bother me. I'll be taking pictures. I'll be working. And then hopefully maybe to jiu-jitsu class tomorrow night. See Jake Pilla. If you're watching this, Mr. Pilla Gorilla, Os, Sensei. But also, buddy, I love you. I'm like, good friend of mine. Yeah, I think that's it for me this week. Check out the trailers that dropped. Check out, Celtics game night tonight against Toronto. I think we're going to beat up Toronto, hopefully. Who knows? Pascal Siakam might fucking go off for no reason. He just does that from time to time. Fred VanVleet might drop 40 on us. Nobody even knows who Fred VanVleet is, but he will drop points on the Celtics just because why the fuck won't he? Like, that's just our luck. But that's it for me, y'all. Peace out. I'll catch you in the next one. Follow me on my links down in the description below on Instagram and Twitter, and hit that like button and subscribe. Peace out. See you in the next one. Bye.